Sup fam, and welcome to Pop Quiz, the show where we unbox our favorite pops and take a look at the stories that make them each unique. We are in the middle of our 13-day spooky countdown calendar for Funko Pops, where we go in each day and open up a new spooky door and see who's behind it. But before we start, if you're a subscriber, you're my favorite. If not, what are you waiting for? Hit that button. It's free for you, and honestly, it means the world to me, so thank you. Also, I've got some good news. We're giving away a mystery Halloween Pop. All you need to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment in one of the videos in October. We'll draw a winner at the end of the month. Finally, if you're interested in buying one of these 13-day spooky calendars for yourself, there's an affiliate link down below. Well, we have gone through almost all of our doors. We've only got 3 doors left, 11, 12, and 13. Day number 1 was Freddy Krueger. Day number 2 was Lydia. Day number 3 was Jack. Day number 4 was Pennywise. Day number 5 was David. Day number 6 was Regan. Day number 7 was Jason. Then 8 was Beetlejuice. I couldn't do it all in one breath. Couldn't do it. I tried. Day number 9 was Annabelle. And last night was Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. You can't not sing it. You can't not sing it. It's impossible. I dare you to try to say it without singing it. Little shop. See, can't do it. Anyways, let's go ahead and peek behind who's behind spooky door number 11. All right, we'll just go and pop our little tab here. Oh, the door didn't want to open. Let's try it again. There it goes. Door is open. Pull out our signature red baggie, and let's see who's lurking inside. Dun dun dun. This is a little hard. Oh. Oh my god. It's the Nun. Let's take a look. For those of you not familiar, there was a movie reviewer who did a series on the Nun, and he was a little underwhelmed by the movie, which made it comedic just to watch him talk about it. And he would always go, he's talking about the jump scare where the nun would appear in the movie, and every time he'd go, oh my god, it's the Nun. And so now every time we see the Nun in our house, we always go, oh my god, it's the Nun. But anyways, well, The Nun is from The Nun, which came out a couple years ago, but it's part of the Conjuring series of movies. And as I said, when we talked about Annabelle, who is also from The Conjuring, I had a good conversation with my brother-in-law and his girlfriend about these movies because I hadn't seen them yet. And we did talk about The Nun a little bit now. So The Nun, despite the fact that she's in her own movie, and I think it was a couple years ago, like 2017, 2018, something like that, was when The Nun came out. She's been kind of a throughput story in all of the Conjuring movies. So she is the exorcism at the beginning of the first movie. So when they're doing this exorcism at the beginning, they're exorcising the nun, and she ends up being the one controlling the ghost, the poltergeist, in the second movie. So in the Conjuring kind of movie series, she is the demon they're exorcising in the first movie. She's controlling the poltergeist in the second movie, and then when she has her own movie, from what I'm told, it kind of cycles back, and at the end of the Nun movie is the exorcism that's at the beginning of the first Conjuring movie. So it has this kind of throughput, cyclical plot that pulls itself back to the beginning of the first movie, which I thought was really cool. I didn't know that there was a kind of this through line plot that was happening in these Conjuring movies, and so it's one of those things that makes me kind of excited to go watch them now. That there's more substance to them than just being jump scare movies. I really enjoy movies that have these through line plots. We were talking about that being a through line, and we were trying to come up with some. And obviously, you have things like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where you have Iron Man, and you have Captain America, and you have the Ant-Man movie, and you have all these movies, the Hulk movies, and they all come together. The Thor movies have their own things where they all kind of drive the central plot that's moving along to the Avengers movies. And even though those are carrying a plot and the movies are technically separate, it's all kind of one big movie. And so even though I enjoy that, where you have to watch, but it's kind of like you have to watch these other movies to kind of get what's really going on in the main Avengers movies. And the things that I like to see is when it's kind of more subtle. And the best example I could find of that was the Unbreakable series. So you had this movie Unbreakable, which is about a guy who gets in a train accident, kind of find out he's kind of this superhero who can't be hurt. So you have this whole movie revolving around that. Well, then you have this movie Split that comes out many years later, but it was only a couple years ago that Split came out. Come to find out, these movies are completely separate, but live in the same universe. And now there's a movie, Glass, that ties them all together. I heard Glass wasn't that good. I haven't seen it, but it's this through plot where the movies are all connected, but they're also independent of each other. Like if you watched Unbreakable, you wouldn't know that it was tied to Split. If you watched Split, you wouldn't know that it was tied to Unbreakable. And they kind of tease it at the end, but there's this through plot that's going on and connects all these movies together. And it's nice to see that. It's a kind of a refreshing take on things where it's not just Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or something like that, where it's one movie broken up into 3 parts, or these cinematic universes where it's a bunch of different movies, but they all kind of lead to the same plot line, where it's independent movies that have a kind of a small through plot that can lead to a conclusion movie or something like that. And we're seeing this now present itself into these movie theories where there's talk of movies that are connected that you wouldn't normally know would be connected. So the big one is like the Pixar theory. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, go on YouTube. Well, you're already on YouTube, but after this video, search the Pixar theory, and they kind of show how most of the Pixar movies are all living in the same universe and tied together and tell one overarching story. It's a lot of stretching in places, but it weirdly makes sense. It's kind of fun to think about that all these movies are connected, and obviously in the Pixar movies they put in little Easter eggs pointing to other movies, and so these guys kind of go in and take those Easter eggs and say that they're this through plot that shows that all these movies are connected. And it's really interesting. It's a really interesting watch. I encourage you to see that. Another one is Stephen King movies, that there's this theory that all the Stephen King movies or books live in the same universe. So like The Shining, and the big example I heard was The Shining and It, and that the kids in It have the shine. And so that's why they can see Pennywise. That's why they can battle him and attack him and do the thing that they have the shine, like the kid in The Shining has. And so there's this throughput plot, this like hidden background plot that all these movies are in the same universe. And those are more kind of theories, but it's really interesting to see. So yeah, I enjoy movies that have these kind of secret through plots that from one movie to the next kind of lead into one overarching story, and you didn't see it coming, and it comes together at the end. So for The Nun here, that's kind of what's going on with these Conjuring movies. I encourage you to go see them. I'm going to watch them all now, and so I can see what this overarching through plot is with The Nun, and maybe have a better appreciation for these kinds of movies. So that was what was behind Spooky Door number 11. It was, oh my god, it's The Nun. Tomorrow we'll be opening up 12, and then it's Halloween and Door 13. Woo! Thanks for joining me tonight. Remember to pop that like button if you like this. Leave a comment below letting me know what you think about this pop. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it so much. And last but not least, we collect what we love, but more importantly, we need to love each other. Good night.